We have been absolutely bombarded with requests on an update for the K-Truck build, and to be honest, a lot has happened, but nothing's particularly spectacular. However, I've got a lot of footage here. I thought I'd throw together a little update episode so you guys can get a feel of where we're up to. The aim is to have this thing driving back on road pretty soon, and this episode Mac gets stuck into the nitty-gritty stuff to make that happen. My apologies for a lack of structure to this episode, but let's get stuck into it now.
Okay, so what I've done here is made up some spaces. This one is actually bigger because it's got a little offset in it. Okay, so this is so that when I weld this plate in here, it's gonna keep everything the correct distance apart. So basically sacrificial spaces to mimic the bottom of the coilover. Now that we have our beautiful powder coated control arms back from Fat Coatings, big thanks Brendan, you are bloody amazing at what you do, mate. I've gone and cut the control arm bracket back out because I don't need to strengthen it or anything, like it's plenty strong enough, but I'm going to anyway. So we've got a couple of gusset pieces like that, cool cover plate with a dimple die in it. That'll weld on there. It's got a nice cutout in the bottoms. When it fills up with mud and crap, it can all get gurneyed back out without any stress. It's just gonna make it look prettier. There's not really a whole lot of reason for it. We've been hard at it today. I forgot to bloody film, but I've cleaned up the rest of the chassis. We just covered it in steel. It stands up really. It's dried pretty thick. It seems pretty good, so we'll give it a crack. I've just got the coilover top mounts to finish off. I'm still not fully sold on them yet. Bolted in all the turbos. We've finished it all off. That is all 100%. Not going anywhere. We are sitting at full bump at the moment. So this juicy piece has arrived from America. It's the Yukon, what do you call it? Diff cover. And the reason you change these is because they're a cast iron center. You can't, well, you shouldn't, I don't know, welding to it's very difficult. You can do it. So no one really makes a weld on cover. So these are made out of some crazy thick, strong cast bloody steel, constructed from thick-walled, high-strength, nodular steel to protect lockers, gears, and axles. Nearly there, guys, nearly there. I've got to weigh the front, figure out some spring rates, and anyway. Oh, and we also have the steering and panhard bar getting made at Superior Engineering. They actually have a service where they build custom arms. So I actually didn't know that myself, so it's pretty cool if anyone needs custom arms made. So once they get back, we can put all this front end back together. But in the meantime, I can bang this on. I don't think there's oil in here. It does look like there's a little bit, but I guess we'll find out. I'm a little worried what I'm gonna find in here, to be honest. Is there any oil? Nope, no oil. That's good. Anyway, that's inside the diff. There was a bit of oil in there. We've got our ring gear of our diff. There is some stampings on this bad boy here. What is it, 8th of the 11th, 94? Which the Americans do their dates a little backwards, so it's actually 11th of the 8th, 94. Built Dana D diff, it's got a part number, and then it has these other little digits stamped here, 39.8. The number of teeth on the pinion gear, and the number of teeth, on the ring gear, and the number of teeth on the pinion gear, which spins this. If we divide them together, so there's 39 on the ring gear, 8 on the pinion, it gives us our ratio. And that is 4.8, 4.875 or 775 or something like that. Anyway, it's pretty much 4.8 ratio. That's just too tall. So I'm gonna get to ordering some new gears. And we've also got a spicy new center coming from Harrop. It's actually, Harrop don't actually make what we need, but they are partners with Eaton in the States. So Eaton is actually sending us over some goodies for this bad boy. So we're gonna go an E-locker in the front. Unfortunately, they don't make a E-locker for the 14 bolt. However, they do make a Detroit locker, and they are sick. That's what Matty Flexy's running in his 79. They're a good bit of kit. So anyway, I've got all the info I need off this. I'm not going to pull any of this apart because it actually helps keep the diff separated. I've learnt about Dana 60s. You don't just go pulling the centers out. There's special tools that brace the housing before you do that. We'll get this cover on and make it look pretty at least until we get some more parts. Big heavy donk. All right. Oh, Jesus. They didn't think about Macca's back before they made it real heavy, did they? Got our King Chrome T-bar because it's Imperial. Dude, that looks sick. I'm gonna put all the bolts in just because I don't want to lose them. Diff cover's done. Now we're going on to this abortion of a firewall. So a fella called Garen from Gassed Up Garage, he's actually thrown in some presents for me. I got some stickers, there you go. It was like $400 for these panels. So this one welds up the old vent hole here. I didn't want to do any cutting, you know, because it's just another thing to possibly have to get engineered. So he actually modified the template a little bit. I think he's reversed the dimple dot, the bead rolls in it so that they point out instead of in. So that when I weld flat to here, oh, that's gonna look great. How good's that? That's gonna really clean up the the firewall. I'm gonna do a combination of welding and Sikaflex on these. And I'm also going to paint the inside surface with Steel It before I weld it on. He does a lot of fab work for a lot of these old pickups and stuff. So if you're building an old pickup, go and check out Gassed Up Garage. Stick these on the hoist, mate. Hey, cheers for that. Appreciate it. Look, see, I've already put metal on it. On a freshly painted surface, I'm going to dropped metal on it. I'm useless, I tell you. I'm bloody useless. I am, not a very good sheet metalist. Do my best. Even the amount of tacks I'm doing at the moment, it's probably too many, but it doesn't seem to be warping. Cooling it down with the air blower. Even grinding will warp it as well, but I'm very impatient, which is why I'm not that great with sheet metal. Fresh Hellfire. That's how impatient I am. Absolutely no idea where this video is at. So much has been going on, but we've been out to the desert. We've been to the Flinders Ranges. I've blown up 7,000 rear diff. Still haven't fixed them yet. And the ute is still pouring desert mud out of it. So it's just sitting out in the rain soaking. But anyway, I just love this thing. I've actually worked on it the last couple of days that I didn't film. I kicked a few goals because I had a few parts rock up. So we've got the custom link arms arrived from Superior. They fit perfectly. They're really good stuff. Put it all in. I've finished the coilover mounts when mate Morgs gave us a hand with tigging up a bit of stuff. We just ran it through its range of motion, made sure nothing fouled. We found a couple things that we had to die grind out, and other than that, coilovers in front, it's finally done. Triple bypasses are in, coilovers just about in, so I'm going to put in the final ones after I'm finished assembling everything, just because the car's too high to work on when I got all the coils and stuff in. Yeah, we're back into the firewalls. Yeah, I'll get them. So I'm going to Sikaflex them on and then weld all the edges up. Gearbox is coming back tomorrow with the finished adapter plate, and so I can get the gearbox in. That's finished. Transfer case, gears changed. That's ready to go on. I can start punching out the exhaust. I can then put the body on for the last time. Been a lot going on. Been a minute. So if she fits, I'm gonna weld all the edges, so not really a big deal getting much in there. TJ, the most controversial topic of this build has arrived.
4 gears more than mine.
4 gears more than most Rams with power. So everyone reckons, so you can see this input shaft isn't the most mammoth. So everyone reckons that's gonna break. Now,
Is this due to torque?
torque, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So we haven't seen one of these break yet, but they were not in built boxes. So the built boxes have all billet baskets and upgraded clutch. It's built. This one's apparently rated to 1,000 horsepower and 1,600 Newton meters. We're gonna see what breaks, if it breaks, and it could potentially be a new thing for the 2,500 engines.
We'll see. But most importantly, have you got all the parts here ready to whack her in?
Yes, I do. So we ended up changing design. Have custom made the converter. So this is the 8-speed converter, which normally have a plate on the front. The boys have from 8-Speed Auto have designed and created this to go straight onto Remax billet flex plate, ready to go. G&L hooked us up with that. Those guys are absolute legends. That's ready to go. They've also got, so 8-Speed also sell these. It is a DomiWorks AN adapter from the side here. As these are for the cooler lines, they're a push-in fitting with a rubber O-ring. So this turns it into AN. So the transmission was built by Gilroy's Race Transmissions. He's the 8-speed guru he's down in Brisbane. He builds pretty much flat stick building all of 8-speeds autos, to the point he actually turned his phone off this week and said no more orders. But he's pretty confident in it, but he reckons if anyone's going to break it, it'll be me. The only thing he asked is that when I break it, or if I break it, I bring it back to him so he can figure out what he needs to make stronger. But no worries, leave me to it. It's exciting times. We've got this bad boy hanging, we got the converter in, adapter plate on, transfer on, adapter on. It's a GU transfer case. Lift this body up out of the way and dunk her in from the top because way. Finally installing the gearbox for the last time. I even re-split the transfer case off because I forgot the dowels and put the dowels in. Well, we know it fits because we've pre-fit it.
We have all the mounts and members made up for it.
Now, theoretically, just bolt in. Like the cross members powder coated, everything's ready to go. So the wizard's here, the man himself,
Hey.
Mr. Farrows, Dan Farrow. Here he is. So, tail shaft expert 101.
We're going to make some big, strong Aussie tail shafts.
Big, strong Aussie tail shafts. I didn't want to mess it up, so I got Dan to come down the shed and he's going to measure it up properly.
He would.
I
He'd
would.
mess it up for sure.
100% would, and he'd be making it twice. Then we're going to go up to Dan's shop and show you guys how we make these things. So, it's something I'm pretty interested in. I'm sure some of you guys will be, so. Yeah.
Might do the same for the rear too. Put the patrol, essentially diff flange up on here and then put a big slip down on the arse end. It's how like comp trucks and stuff run. So it's only the slip yoke moving as the suspension travels
Yeah, okay.
rather than the whole tail shaft.
What other thoughts you got for me, mate?
So the angle of this opposed to the angle on the front diff is a bit out. So a double carbon will help with vibration issues there. That and clearing the cross member.
And that's a pretty common thing with four
Yeah,
wheels.
even newer Prados, some new Prados have got them in it, believe it or not. But yeah, they are quite a common thing. Some patrols do have them too. You can buy good aftermarket double carbons for patrols.
TJ's Hilux you made.
TJ's Hilux has
Yeah,
got one, correct. Yep.
These are the rusty inner guards that were on the truck. I've got brand new ones coming. Big strong Aussie boy! Lift big American panel. Okay guys, quick run through on how today has been going, and it's been pretty bloody sweet. As you guys would have seen, the front end is on, but it'll have to come back off again. But anyway, it's on. Just, you know when it gets to near the end and you start finishing things properly? That's what I was doing, now I'm not, but it's just a good feeling knowing that everything's working. Like everything you've just put the last 7,000 months into is starting to really come together. I'm gonna get this intercooler and radiator finished off, dimple dyed, show you guys the finished result. Then I'm gonna send it off for powder coating. Call it a day and go and have a beer with the boys because it's Thursday. Every Thursday, me and the boys. I think it's a really good thing, or even girls, or boys or girls. Pick a day every week, just try go for a feed with everyone, catch up, de-stress, talk about what's on your mind, tell them how you're going, reach out to your mates really. Yeah, so we try to do it every Thursday, and today's no exception. Should be a big turnout today as everyone's back in town for once. So. This is probably extreme overkill because you're only ever going to see this panel from underneath the car, which could happen if I put it on its roof. But this is what's going to hold the bottom of the intercooler. It's going to bolt to the face of the rad support. But I'm like, a bit of angle looks a bit ugly. So we had Metalmorphic Laser cut this out. So there's a couple of access holes to get to bolts. So when you look from underneath, you'll see shed life. That's pretty cool. Dime bags. Apparently I can weld aluminium. Alright. That is done. If you're ever under the car, it's gonna look really cool. So I reckon I could do better. I'll get better. That's my plan. So I want to get really good at TIG. So that's alright. It's not my full-time welding alley. Okay. As you can see, the K-Truck is all assembled. Everything's working out really nice. Now I've got to go unassemble it again. So it's probably like the 5th or 6th time I've had all this together, and I've got new inner guards coming. I've got all my powder coated bits coming, so I'm gonna pull it all back off, pull the body back off for the last time, and then I'm gonna build the exhaust and put it all back down, just because it's easier while it's all apart, and hopefully put it back together for the last time. Alright, good morning ladies and gents. Today is the day I get to have a crack at something I've never done before, so I will be making an exhaust. So that beautiful dump pipe was made by Nick at Kaizen Fab, so I hope I don't I hope I don't butcher the rest of the bloody exhaust. This is the pre-production sample of the Shed Life workwear, so that's very, very exciting. Hopefully going live end of September, start of October, fingers crossed, but I'll keep you updated. This dump pipe through here, and I'm just going to dump it here for the moment because I've got lots of pie cuts cut by Dan at Metalmorphic Laser, so I don't have to drop saw and cut already done bends. It's just going to be a lot of lobster back welding, but that's okay. A few tips is a lot of masking tape. Stick it all together and then mark lines, then tack it, and then weld it out and make your mounts. This flex fitting had a massive gap, but anyway, it doesn't look great. But look, it's only an exhaust, it doesn't matter, I'm still learning TIG. Just trying to run you guys through what's helping me attempt to TIG all this exhaust together. Happy it's just an exhaust, it doesn't have to be too pretty, but some of them are okay. Some of these ones are not too bad. And I did say in some videos a long time ago, this is my year to get into the TIG. So practice makes perfect, and I'm going to keep going at it. I am continuing on the exhaust today. We gave away the 79 series last night. That was pretty bloody exciting. Went to a Queensland winner this time. So now I've sort of got my pipe where I want it to go. It is pretty tight to the body, but I'm going to put some heat shield in there. I really wanted the exhaust up out of the way, not running under cross members and being the lowest part of the car ready to get crushed by a rock. So we have gone to a good friend Dan at Metalmorphic Laser, and he cut out these brackets which I can fold, and they pick up our trusty factory Toyota Land Cruiser exhaust rubbers. Woo! That is totally lobster, dude. Dumbags! Woohoo! I just want to share my fails sometimes, and this was a bit of a dangerous one. So this was kind of like a reminder to not get complacent. I was up here welding on the floor pan, welding in some plates, which about to show actually, and some rust repairs. Bed sheet behind me, covering up the gearbox and everything to stop all the dirt and rust and crap getting on it. Well, a bit of weld landed on it and caught fire while I was welding. Welding away like this, and literally the flames were like up here. I didn't see it. I just felt warmth on my back, and I ripped it off. I patted the fire out. So what I'm trying to say is be careful, guys, in the shed or at work. We get complacent. We don't think sometimes. We rush, which is exactly what I did. Same thing when I cut my hand in half with the circ saw. Learn from my mistakes. Don't weld near bed sheets. Actually testing out my Shed Life work because I knew I'd be doing a lot of overhead welding. So far so good, no holes in the shirt. I'm pretty impressed because didn't really grind the paint back very well, so I've had a lot of slag landing on me. Okie dokie. TIG welding takes way too bloody long, but the results are pretty good. Getting this out from underneath isn't going to be a very easy job later, but it is possible. And then that goes there, that gets bolted on there. Should be pretty well done with the exhaust. I weld my lobster back tip on. We have an exhaust, just like that. Woohoo! So all of the rust repairs are done. They actually come up really not bad, minus the dodgy Sikaflex job, but I have finished the exhaust. Temporary, because obviously the rear clip, when it gets done, that will be moved. I'll probably come up over the chassis rails and out the side there, or run it all the way to the back and put the muffler at the back, but I'm gonna have a fuel tank here as well to deal with. Mounting the fuel pump now. I got Simo back here today giving me a hand. Woohoo! And we're kicking goals, so we're nearly ready to put the body back on. Not to be ever removed again, please, please, please. Yeah, we can start assembling the front, and it's getting very exciting. Nearly ready to fire it up again. I don't even know where I'm at on this video, because it's just really been trying to kick some goals on here, and filming's been very hard to sort of get a good rhythm of, but we're up to some exciting parts. The body's about to go on for the last time, so that means I need to get the fuel lines done. Aluminium hard line. Assembling the finished coilovers. We've got coils. I'm just sort of testing a few different coil rates. But yeah, I'm gonna run all these fuel lines, get them up to from the lift pump to the engine pump, and then the engine pump feeds into the engine. Deleted the factory filter because they're no good and they get in the way and didn't fit anyway. Fast fuel pump has a water separator and a fuel filter all in one, and it's designed for big horsepower. That's gonna be the fuel side of things sorted. Run you through a little trick for straightening this stuff and some cool little tools that Raceworks have to make your life easier when you're doing PTFE hose and hardline. Okay, we're on a bit of a Macca's tips section here. I'm definitely no expert at this, but I'm gonna show you guys how to make PTF hose fittings, basically. You can get rubber or you can get PTFE. So PTFE is it's like a plastic lined insert with a stainless braiding on the outside. And be careful, you will stab yourself a million times on the stainless steel. That's just what happens. Hardline is probably the best way you can do your fuel lines. It lasts the longest, flows the best. It's like an alloy pipe, so cutting it, you can use like a copper cutter thing, or you can use a grinder, deburr the ends. This is all from Raceworks. Love the Raceworks gear. This is a tube adapter, or from your tube to an AN fitting. It seals on this tapered edge, boom, like that. So we're gonna go from hard tube into AN fitting, and then we can adapt to our next hose. So the reason we're doing this is because your hardline is mounted to your chassis, your engine moves separate to your chassis, so you have to run a flexi hose between the engine and your chassis line. It doesn't flex, so catch-22. You can also, if you don't go PTFE, you can get stainless braided rubber hose. But the PTFE is pretty easy. Get yourself this tool here. This is the Raceworks PTFE tool guy. We're going to take off the end and you'll see this olive. So this olive is what crushes onto plastic insert. So you're going to put this end on first. It just slides over the whole thing. You can also tape up the end before you cut it to stop it fraying. Tape it to the back. Put it on this tool here like so. Part is designed to go inside the plastic and the olive goes around the outside of the plastic but not outside of the stainless until it's fully seated, and you'll see inside there that it's fully seated. This section just slides straight into that like so, and then when this outer nut does up, it crushes on to that olive, which crushes onto the plastic, which seals everything together. AN spanners and AN shifter. So these are alloy. So these are designed to not scratch your fittings. The hardline works exactly the same, just a slightly different olive. So that's alloy, not plastic that it's sealing onto. Bang the olive on, push that up to the olive, all the way in, and do it up. And same deal, it's just gonna crush that olive onto the tube, creating the seal. You can only use these olives once, by the way. Next question, how do we get this hose straight, because it comes in a coil? You can drill some holes in timber and run it through the timber, or you should crush one end in the vise, crush the other end with some vice grips, smack the vice grips, and it just pulls it straight. So we'll do that now, and that'll be Macca's tech tip over and done with. Very exciting stage, and that is assembling the coilovers for hopefully the final time. So I've got a 600-pound lower coil and have a 400-pound upper coil. Haven't been able to weigh the front of the car. It's been a real pain, so we're sort of just going to guess with coils. So I'm using 2.5-inch Pro Fender coilovers. Woo! Get them out in a sec. And obviously Superior / Pro Fender coils. They're brand new, but I've discharged gas out of them just so I can push them in and out nice and easily. They're gassed with, I think it's nitrogen. Feeling it's going to be very difficult. I might even have to compress the coils to get them together. I'm really excited to see it sitting at ride height. So this is a big debate. Where do you put these steel washers? After chatting to Superior, it makes sense, as this slider can slide up and down and twist and stuff, and it's plastic, so if the coils turn, it can turn with it, it's fine. It's not going to wear out the plastic. However, the top and bottom doesn't turn, so we put steel washer on there. That way it doesn't, the coil, if it turns or spins or whatever when you're flexing out, it doesn't eat into the alloy. The steel will stop that. Lighter weight coil, which is our 400 kilo coil. Then we're going to throw our slider into there. Lower coil in. Then we're going to go washer again. And then we're going to go our base plate. Stand it up. Oh, she's got some weight now, I tell ya. Whew. And we'll wind our compression back down on our coil. Oh, need a breather. Hey, Benny's here. This is going to be the next pain in the ass. So I have to pretty much get the car at full extension to get this in to lower it back down. So that means time to get the body back on and get the hoist under the chassis. We'll lift the whole thing up. That is the first time we have put it on the weight, and it's about 4 inches too high.
Oh, we got the cameraman back.
TJ, is that you?
Looks like you've got a bit of work done, mate.
Just a little bit. This belt's not actually on. As you can see, it's cut. I was just working out my length, and it is an extremely rare length.
I mean, now it's all together. I mean, what is it? 2 springs and 3 bars. It wasn't that hard, was it?
This guy. I apologise for how long this has taken me, guys, but we've had a lot going on. So say you can take the Land Cruiser out of the desert, but you can't take the desert out of the Land Cruiser. So,
No, you can't.
or anyone else that goes there for that matter. Finished coilover's in. It's currently sitting 4 inches too high.
I was going to say, it does... like that, the bonnet's even higher than that again.
Yeah, the bonnet's like up here, so we're sort of... I'm like 7'4".
Yeah, sometimes I lie and say I'm 6'6", but I'm only 6'5".
Oh, he's only 6'5".
Anyway, so it's coming down 4 inches.
So it'll come down 4 inches.
Yeah, okay.
And I should have a belt coming soon. The ECU has been fully flashed with a 5-map tune from the experts, GNL Auto.
I've heard they're good at that.
They are the Cummins, well, anything American absolute experts. Once she's up and running, and they'll tickle it up, you know. Tickle, tickle.
You don't need to tickle any more cars.
Come on. These diffs should be strong. We've got the Dana 60 in the front. Superior Engineering.
Yeah, how cool is that? So these are all custom, yeah?
They're all custom made, solid bar, chromoly tube.
Oh, you got your fuel lines done.
Chromoly bar. Fuel lines are all done. Power steering line.
Oh, and tail shafts. I mean, it'll drive.
Tail shafts and some brake lines, and yeah, it should be driving very. So next episode, I'm aiming to have it driving and stopping.
So it wasn't really our aim to do this random bloody episode, but you know, it's highly requested. So
it has been.
We throw this together. It's still got a fair bit of stuff in this episode, so it wasn't too bad. But
plenty of stuff.
No glory shots, no driving, unfortunately. That is. I don't want to promise it, but that is next episode.
Yeah, that's where I want to be next episode. It driving. Obviously, the rear clip not done, but so we'll just bolt the tub back on.
Yeah, we need the hoist for other things, mate.
Yeah, I've got a 300 series to build, actually. Also, plenty of questions about the 60. So that's coming after this. I am doing a build on that, and it is going to be another spicy one. Not quite this spicy, but that's about update on the K-Truck.
All right.
I guess update on the Shed Life Club.
Oh yeah, give us a.
We got the trusty Navara over there. It's here, mate. Someone's going to win that one. What club member only is going to win that in time to go around Australia for Christmas? So
you might know, guys.
But we appreciate everyone in the club, and this month is.
Oh yeah, what do you got?
$10,000 to spend at Mates Escapes. So these guys, they basically plan all these. They've got a whole heap of packages, and also 10 grand cash to spend while you're on that trip.
Oh really?
Well, I'd hate for someone to go on a trip and then can't afford to spend money on beers when they're there. So
that'll give you one night at the bar.
But we've got other things. We've got a Maverick fold-out camper, the big dog one.
Is that afterward?
Coming up. And we've got King Chrome toolboxes coming up, and the nav, and I've also got, as if you guys know where I live, they've probably seen it. I often get the odd Limmy going past my house every now and then.
So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Next week, hopefully an episode with the 300 series. Some sneaky mods and testing.
Big mods and testing coming up.